friends, welcome. Eric Andres, your Guitar Sage, here for our live broadcast all about loopers. That's right. Let me mute my computer there. Thank you, Mike. Welcome, friends. We're going to be talking about all about loopers today. In fact, I got a lot of great stuff for you today here. To me, a looper is a guitarist's best friend, and we're going to talk about why that is, right? We're going to talk about why that is. To me, it's the number one pedal that one should own. A good overdrive is good, but a looper pedal is amazing because clean or dirty tone, you have someone to play with. Yourself. Okay? Seriously, what I did here is I just played a loop and then I added something on top of it and I added something on top of that, and it is just like having a bunch of musicians around. You're like, hey bro, you play this, bro, you play this, and it's all you, of course. And what it does is it inspires you. It inspires you to keep creating. Just like a great conversation, right? You can talk to yourself. It's good to be able to talk to yourself, good to be able to be by yourself and to be able to, sort through things. But there's nothing like having someone else who can challenge you in your own thoughts, who you're having a conversation with, right? That's why man's not to be alone, right? It's why we have friends. That's why we have wives and girlfriends and boyfriends, husbands, whatever. It's like we like to be together and we like to converse. Music is the same way. Music is best when it's celebrated with others, but can't always have another band member with you or a band. You can put that together, but in the meanwhile, while you're waiting for that, you can always have a looper pedal and you can work on parts, just like I did. Just like real time, just created that stuff. We could do this with any key. If you have just a smattering of knowledge about the fretboard, music theory, or whatever you want to call it, just how the notes and the chords work together, then you can come up with that. I was doing something here in E minor. I have a basic structure of how those chords work as I teach in all my vids. And the scale and stuff like that, it's the basic same 7 notes over and over again. I only played 7 notes there. Oh, by the way, even though we played 4 different guitar parts or whatever, it's really only 7 notes over and over again in different formats and what have you. That's been music since the beginning of time. Yes, there are 12 total notes in our chromatic spectrum, if you will. But, alas, all the orchestras, the symphonies, the rock songs, the blues songs, every genre ever, it's really only 12 notes. And realistically, when they're playing in a specific key, usually 7 notes are only permitted or allowed, and indeed, maybe only 5 are the ones that you're going to be hearing over and over and over and over again. It's just true, okay? You can try to stray from that, but you'll hear it. You'll be like, why does it sound like that? Why does it not sound good? It's probably because you're not in a particular key. Okay? All right, so let's talk about it today. And oh, by the way, it's not a coincidence that I'm talking about loopers today, because friends, if you're privy to my email list, which you should be, go to YourGuitarSage.com. Actually, we just migrated, so maybe that's not a good idea right now. But at some point, you'll want to make sure that you are subscribed to as many things as possible. If you're on my social, then you saw the announcements this morning. We just got those out. Emails are going out. If you haven't received them already, we're doing, I believe it's 85% off, of this close to 85% off. It's like 84.5% or 83.5% off of Robbie Calvo's Phrase Trainer course. Why am I promoting Robbie Calvo's phrase training course, you're asking, is number one, he's a great friend of mine. He's an amazing guitar player, an amazing teacher, and we co-opt a course together. So he came into our studios and we said, let's do a course together. And that's what we did. And so because of that, I want you guys to be privy to this. I called Robbie and I said, Robbie, would you be so kind as to allow me to deeply discount this course so that folks can get a hold of this? And he said, indeed, in his beautiful London accent. And so that's what we're doing. It's literally 85% off today. We're going to do this for 5 days. This is a flash sale. So if you want to learn how to loop like that, and a lot better, because you'll be learning from Robbie Calvo, you'll be learning straight from the dude, then check that out. Emmy will drop links. You just did that right there. 84.3% off specifically. So check that out, okay? I'm going to answer all your questions about loopers today. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do, all right? But if you want to take advantage of that, it's literally for 5 days only. If you miss it, then you miss it. It's not something that we can do again until a while, because there are rules for doing stuff like that in regards to Udemy, which is where we're doing that course. Cool? All right, good. Here we go. Let's go. So, as I said, welcome. It's October the 27th. This is all about loopers. So many exciting things happening at the studios here. But I want to get straight to your questions here. Because I don't know what you know and what you don't know, and I don't want to waste your time. So I'll be looking for questions straight out of the gate here. Friends, if you would, all caps and a question mark. If you'd like to donate today, we would love that. That would be so kind. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen, right next to the smiley face, there's a little dollar sign there. You don't have to, but it's appreciated if you do. All right. So I'm only looking for those with a question mark. If you did a question already and you didn't put a question mark, that ain't a question. Okay? So I'll be looking for something with a question mark. All caps will help me to see it quicker. I'm starting with Bob Ryan here. I'm on the waiting list for a Ditto Plus. Anyone heard when it's coming? The Ditto Plus. Ooh, I saw that one the other day, Bob. That looked really cool. So you know I'm a big fan of the Ditto pedals. I have several of them. Probably need to give another one away. But yeah, I thought it was out too. But it looks very cool. I think there was some sort of visual bit on there, right? So you can actually see it. Let's get trippy. Wasn't that kind of trippy? Yeah, kind of trippy what I was doing there with the delay. Kind of fun. What that is that's working with dotted quarters or dotted eighth notes. So if you ever want that kind of sound that's like baka 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 baka, this sort of thing, you know? This is what I'm really picking. So if I was doing quarter notes or eighth notes, it would land right on the beat. So it would be bop, 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 bop. It would just double up, right? But what that little fun sound there that you hear the Edge do, and I mean, Edge didn't start it. I mean, this is just something that us guitar players discovered many years ago, and we just can keep handing it down to others. But basically, it's a dotted quarter or dotted eighth note, and it creates that ping pong effect. So it's like when you're not playing, you hear the delay or the echo, and it just creates that really cool sound. So it's like notes chasing each other, you know? You know? That sort of thing, right? All right, cool. And I got some reverb on there, obviously a nice big haul. Oh, good, Rob. Just bought the Robbie Calvo course, even though I am nowhere near the ability to learn yet. But since it has lifetime access, which it does, friends, you have lifetime access to that course. And it's 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't screw up. 84%, 84 something, almost 85% off. Lifetime membership to it. And it's a 30-day money-back guarantee, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. You can't mess up. So I'd get in there, give it a shot. It has a 4.7 rating, which, oh, by the way, we've got, I forgot how many folks are in there. Maybe 1,600 folks are in that course. So it's pretty bonkers. How many times have I stepped on the looper? I stepped on the looper just now. There was probably 4 passes, right? So I started off first with this fun little bit. In fact, I tell you what, let me break it down for you guys, exactly what I did here. I got a nice delay going. And we'll talk about some best practices here, because whenever you play a loop, First off, and Robbie talks about this in the course, in fact, you can check out the first few videos for free. Oh, by the way, if you click on that link, you can preview the first few videos. Get a feel for Robbie and his beautiful London accent and his scarf and all the rest. And beautiful, amazing player, just swell guy. Love him. I can't say enough great things about him. But I digress. So one of the things he talks about, and I concur, is that when you play a loop, you've got to execute that button right on the spot, right on the downbeat. 99% of the time it's going to be on the downbeat of 1, and then you're going to get out of the loop on the downbeat of 1. That creates a perfect loop, okay? If you don't do that, then it's going to sound wonky. So you learn to do that. That's step 1. Step 2 is you learn to play into the loop. So if I started this straight out of the gate with, if I hit the button here to start the loop, if I went bam, which makes common sense, right? You're like, I'm starting the phrase, the loop should start right off, right? Yes, your common sense is correct. But what we don't know is that, and that takes a little getting used to, is number one, typically you got to get in the flow of things, right? In a baton race, the one guy, or girl, whatever, get over it, you know what I'm talking about, whoever's racing, you got one guy running, and then the other guy is waiting for him, but he doesn't just sit there and wait, get the baton, and then go, now? Okay, now, right? He starts running, and then here comes the runner, and he catches up with them. Why? The reason being is because they don't want the momentum to stop. If dude is here, guy is running at 20 miles per hour, comes to here, stops, has to slow down for the guy, hand him the baton, okay, now I go. And then there's this second or two, three of pause that's going to slow them down. So what they've learned is, okay, as I come running towards you, you run, and then I'll catch up to you, and then I'll hand you the baton. Then this way there's no lag. Same thing, same concept here when we're playing is, if we have delay happening right here, you hear the delay, you hear the reverb, right? Those are called trails, delay trails, reverb trails. And if those aren't present in your first print of a recording, then it's going to sound weird. It's the first few notes when you come back to the top of the loop aren't going to have that reverb there. It's going to sound weird. So what we need to do is we kind of need to do it not artificially, but basically we're going to play into it so that when we first hit that downbeat, yes, we have the notes happening, but we also have the reverb happening from the notes that should have been before. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, then just do what I say here, and as I do, so that you will too have nice clean loops. So I'm going to play into it. So I'm going to play it first, and then I'll tell you when I engage the switch here. Okay, so here we go. I'm playing into it. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm recording. I usually record twice, so I usually do the phrase twice. For variation, so it's not too static, and stop. So now my loop is going, okay? It's 4 measures. Actually, it's 8 measures. Here's my second pass around. And now listen to the delay. It'll keep going. So it sounds nice and smooth. It's going to keep going. We hear the delays, we hear the reverbs, etc., etc. Cool? Okay, then I did this. Then I said, okay, like it, but I want to have a different sound. So then what I did is I experimented a little bit, and I said, well, let me do some sort of higher notes. So whenever I'm composing, whether I'm writing a song, an instrumental, whatever, I put things in different places in the mix. You should consider this too. Just like a great orchestra is going to have double basses and piccolo flutes all the way at the top. This orchestration of having everything in the mix, it's just like life. Life is beautiful with all the different colors, right? With all the different experiences. It'd be very boring if it was one particular thing all the time. Music's the same way, and it longs for that expression of all these different frequencies, right? And dynamics and everything else. Dynamics, loudness, softness, that sort of thing. So when we're talking about looping, you want to have all the different notes in the spectrum Or you don't have to, like you can also not do that for artistic expression. But usually, if you want a nice big wall of sound, you're going to have the lows represented and the highs represented and the mids represented. So this is kind of like mid-low, right? And then I said, well, let me put this bass part down, this. I like Pink Floyd, so do you, right? So it's kind of Pink Floyd-y. So I'm going to start recording now, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, recording. So I got 4 measures, 8 measures. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, and stop now. So now I have 2 passes, right? Got this one, and I got this one. This is called stacking. So now I have this low note, I have these notes. Now I'm gonna put another one in there. Except this time I'm gonna take that delay out and I'm gonna add this fun little bit. So now I'm using a little bit of reverb, and I'm using this really cool vibe sound, right? Like an old Univibe sound. That sort of sound, okay? So, but I have to play through the whole thing to make sure I've got the trails, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Second time around. 3, 4, out. Now I'm out. I'm done playing, and we hear that part in there. Then I was having problems with my EBow. Actually, my guitar was too loud. I don't know what happened there, but nonetheless. So I wanted this EBow part. I wanted this part to go like. Which to me is kind of cello-esque, right? It's kind of got the timbre of a cello. I rolled my highs back so it's nice and nasally, kind of warm sounding, very warm sounding. So I did that just because I want a different timbre, okay? A different timbre. The timbre is the sound of an instrument, so just like a violin can hit an A, and a guitar could hit an A, and a snare drum could hit an A, a dog could bark in an A. Roof, roof, okay? But you know it's a dog because it sounds exactly like a dog, like I just did. Or a violin, or a guitar, or whatever. So the timbre is the particular overtones and characteristics of a particular note to make it sound like a dog, a violin, a guitar, whatever. But it's still whatever, an A. Get it? Overtones are the other notes that are present. You may not understand that, but there's a bass note, right? A main note, and then there's other notes over top of it. Okay, so with that being said, here's my other part, and the part that I want to add was this. Recording now. I said I was recording then. I lied. It didn't record, so. So I'm out. Now I can have have fun, right? I'm just goofing off, but that's what you do because you can create this great background, right? This great pad, if you will. That's what we call it in the recording industry, like a pad. It's like a background, if you will. And then over the top of that, you can noodle around, okay? Makes sense? Mike, were you trying to get my attention?
Yeah, you're way too loud in here.
I'm way too loud where? In the room?
In the room.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'll turn it back here.
So I apologize.
I'll turn it down, Mike.
It sounded bad to those guys.
Okay, sorry about that. The whole thing?
No, just parts of it.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Wow, donations coming in. So kind, Marine Mama. Someone has to start donating. Thanks, Eric, for all you do. We all appreciate it. Marine Mama, I appreciate you. Thank you. Super kind. And Marine Mama is one of our favorites because she's always here with us. And so thank you so much, Marine Mama. Super kind. Lee Eckhart, thank you, my friend. So kind. Brent Boardman, feed the sage and the sagettes. Thanks for all the lessons and thanks to the people that support this presentation. Thank you so much, Brent. I really appreciate that. Very much so. So love that you're in there, Rob. Rob Y. I just got into Robbie's course. So beautiful. Yeah. So how many times did I do that? Well, I did 4, right? One part, and then I did the low part, and then I did the chords, and then I did the EBow part, right? The EBow. I would tell you to go to my store right now, but we just migrated our website, and the store's not up yet, so we're still working on that. But EBows are amazing, EBOW, but you can just go online and get them anywhere, EBOW, they're available for you. And PJ, thank you so much. Agreed, Marine Mama. Eric, you and the crew are fantastic. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, PJ. PJ won, was it the very last guitar that we did, I think, Pam? I'm pretty sure. But she is so kind and with us always as well. So thank you so much. Yes, KT Tunstall does use loopers, and she's amazing with them. My knees hurt. Anyone bring the shrooms? If so, I'm just saying. Anyone bring the shrooms? It must have been pretty trippy from all the things I'm hearing from. It was with that delay, right? It sounded kind of dreamy. Okay, my son is just starting playing guitar. He's expressed wanting a looper. What's a good budget-friendly looper for a beginner? Colton, I'll tell you, it's the TC Electronic Ditto pedal. It's really tiny. It's no nonsense. One button, one knob. You can't mess it up. And it's probably hard to break, too. I've owned many of them, and I still own a few. I've given a ton away, too, just because I keep buying them and I keep giving them away to folks. But that's a great pedal. And in fact, they've got a new one, Ditto Plus, and they have a Ditto X2. Don't get, if you're just starting off and just wanting a budget looper, just get something simple. You're going to own many. I'm starting to get into camping now, and I'm like, I don't know which camping knife I should get. And it's just like, get a daggone camping knife. You're going to buy many of them. You're going to break them. You're going to go through stuff. Just get one. You're not going to mess it up. decision by indecision is a real thing, and most people suffer from it. They're like, I just don't know. Thanks to Amazon, we're just like, I just don't know what's the best one. Literally 10 minutes before the broadcast, I'm looking there for the best whiteboard calendar at the office so that we know what the heck's going on. And I'm looking at the reviews and everything. But you can really get stuck in that. Just get one. Ditto is a great one, okay? Dime Life, never used one, but it's it's a good way to get out of a rut. It's so indeed. Looping is such a great way to get out of a rut because it is instantaneous gratification when you're in a good way, in an artistic way. It's not like watching TV. It's like, you're actually creating something. And if you're playing one particular part, you can't play the other part, right? So in this way, it's like having as many musicians as you want because you can overdub infinitely on these, and I do mean infinitely. Yes, they'll start getting lost in the mix through audio masking, which is just, again, if you walk into an empty room, one person's talking, you will be able to hear them clearly. If you walk into a room and the same person's talking, there's 100 people in that room, you're not going to hear them very clearly because all the other noises, all the other audio frequencies are masking out the one guy who you heard clearly before. Make sense? So, yes, if you did that with a looper after you stack it so many times, the original generations, what they're called, would start falling down into the mix. You wouldn't hear them as clearly. So that's something you want to play with, is you could hear, I'd listen to it and I'm like, yeah, that's how loud I want to be. Maybe I would turn my volume down, or maybe I would play a little lighter or something like that just to get the mix there. And you can do that on the fly. No knobs needed. You just do it. You play quieter or you play louder. Okay, makes sense? But it is a fantastic way to get out of a rut. If you're wanting to take advantage of that, friends, today it's literally 85% off. We're only doing this for 5 days. This is a flash sale, so if you want it, get it. It's, I don't know when we're going to do this again. We hadn't done this, and when we first brought the course out a year ago, I think it was November 1st or something like that. Somewhere around there is when we dropped it. I think, Mike, wasn't it? It's been a year? It's been a year. It's been pretty close. Anyhow, so literally, we've done it one time in a year. So I don't know when we're doing it again, but there it is. 85% off. That's the second link below. The first link below, as per usual, is the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. It's the one that you guys can get into for free, but it ain't going to teach you that looping stuff. Okay, like Robbie does. That's a whole nother enchilada. And I love enchiladas. I can eat 2 of them right now. So think of the YourGuitarSage.com/30 as enchilada 1. Enchilada 2 is that Robbie Calvo course, which is a banger, just FYI. Okay. All right. Yep, $100 is your budget for TC Electronic Ditto. Yep. Look, a lot of votes for the TC Electronic Ditto. It's just TC Electronic makes great gear. It's what you need. Yep, you can look on Craigslist or Marketplace for sure. People usually don't get rid of ditto pedals, or they don't get rid of looper pedals, unless it's the real complicated kinds. The real complicated kinds, and I say real complicated, they're not that complicated, but like those Boss RCs and stuff like that. Sometimes you can get those for a song because people buy them. They don't use them because they don't have Robbie's course, and they're like, I don't know how to use a looper. Look, a looper is literally one button. You hit it, turn it on, you hit it and turn it off, you got your recording. It's literally the simplest tool out there. Now, learning how to use it takes a little bit of instruction. Robbie gets straight to it in this course. He gets straight to teaching you the specifics on why it is that you're frustrated with your looper. If you're frustrated with your looper, friends, everybody is frustrated with their looper at first. Everybody. It takes a little getting used to, okay? But it's as simple as a hammer. And if you're holding the hammer by the wrong end, of course you're going to get frustrated. You're like, why doesn't this work? This handle sure is heavy, but I can't drive a daggone nail. Well, why don't you flip it around? Now you got it, okay? Similarly, a ditto looper pedal, if you don't know how to use it, yeah, it's going to be frustrating. That's why you can find them for cheap online. But in fact, those people shouldn't get rid of their looper pedals. They should just watch Robbie's course. Hey? Craigslist means you have to interact with humans. My knees hurt. We got to meet someday because you are hilarious, man. Lacado pedal for $65. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Dang. I'm way behind on these questions. Sorry, these chats move so quickly. Okay, still looking for Rob's saying, so I just bought a course I already own as a pro member. Could be so. Yes, Rob, if you are a pro member of UGS, it's in there. So in that case, get your money back. Or you can gift it to a friend or something like that. But yeah, you have 30 days, so you get your money back. Indeed. What is for lunch? Probably burritos. I have not seen the rosin tiny loopers, but a looper's a looper. It should, you click it to get in, you click it to get out. It's usually 99% of what you need. Does a looper pedal need a computer connect? No, it does not. It just literally records your guitar going in or at the end of your chain. So the brand that I'm using, Tanzan, is the built-in looper that's in my Kemper amplifier, my Kemper profiling amp. It has a looper built into it, but again, you don't need to get that one. It's just a looper's a looper 99% of the time. The only bells and whistles that they do is like how long the loop can be, or can you separate the loop out? Is it stereo? How many foot switches do you have, etc. Okay, so they can get complicated, but I would suggest starting off with something simple, and then if you are such a badass at using that looper pedal, that ditto, that you outgrow it and you need to go to one of the 5-7 pedal ones or something like that, then do that. But I wouldn't get it out of the gate because those things are really expensive and it's probably going to be more than you need, more than you'll use, and will probably confuse you. You got to keep things simple, right? Thanks, Stash, Smooth Stash Bro. Stash a lot. Sir Stash a lot. I love that name. Sir Stash a lot. And there it is. Holy mackerel, that is a dynamite, that's a dynamite mustache, Sir Stash a lot. Wow. That is a weapon. That is beautiful. How's the best way to incorporate this into everyday practice? Here's the fun about this, Paul, is you get to decide. You get to do anything that you want. What I suggest doing is starting off with some simple chord progressions or just a simple chord. I talk about it all the time. So does Robbie in the course, the second link below. He talks about it all the time, like working with like a one chord vamp, So if I just want to get good at playing A minor, then I've got it right there. So it's just, you do what you want. That's the cool thing about it. It's an infinite way. It's basically a paintbrush. No, is it a paintbrush? No, it's not a paintbrush. It's a, I guess it's like if you were a painter and you had a canvas that you could reset. You're like, I don't like that. And you drew it again. I don't like that. Do it again. I don't like that. Oh, I like that this time. I'll keep that one. And you're like, okay, great. Now I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to put it on top of this picture. And you start painting. And you're like, I don't like that, but I like layer one. I'm going to paint it again. I don't like that. Erase. I like that. Now you got layer two. And then you can bring another canvas and you can stack till the cows come home. And it's pretty amazing. Okay, so like literally it's unlimited what you can do with them. Yeah. I'm the Tony Stark of guitar. Thank you. I think. I like Tony Stark, right? That's Iron Man. Is there a way to bypass the amp presets so the effects don't change on the created loop? So here's the deal. So the effects don't change on the created loop. Yes, here's the deal, Dime Life. I talk about this in a few different videos, but I can sum it up for you in a nutshell. You have all of your effects before the looper. I'm doing it like this because on my pedal boards I go from the right to the left. That's my loop. Like some people do it from the left to the right. I go from the right to the left. So if I have my overdrive and my chorus and my delay and my reverb and my noise gate or whatever, and I got all this stuff sitting in here, all of that signal is going to be recorded onto the looper pedal. So if one pass I want to have reverb like I did, and another pass, the second pass I want to have just delay, then you're recording it like you would record an actual album, right? So each track you want it to do its own thing. And then another one I wanted the vibe on it. Another one I wanted the reverb and the delay. So now all those stack up and now I have all these different textures and what have you. And I turned my tone knob down for one of them so that that looper pedal receives all that information and prints it the way that you recorded it. Now, that's the way people do it 99% of the time. You could take that looper and put it at the front, but then again, you're not printing to it. So usually not what you want to do, okay? Any tips on looping bass with guitars together? Nope, there's no particular tips. It's just literally a matter of playing your bass part and then playing your guitar parts over it. Usually I would lay the bass part down before just because it's the lower end, right? It's the background to your picture. Make sense? Okay. Someone said turn off the amp settings and use the pedals for those effects. Okay, I answered it. I think you got it from that, right? Do you have a course for beginner fingers? I do, Liberalis D. The very first link below is literally for beginner fingers, like exactly, okay? It's also for advanced fingers, but there's the link. Thank you so much, Mike. At the very first link below this video, friends, if you're not in the Unstoppable Guitar System, you're missing out on the best part. I appreciate you watching my videos on YouTube. I truly do. But you're missing out on the best part. If you are in the Unstoppable Guitar System in any way, if you're in 30, please write 30. If you're in Pro, write Pro right here in the chat. Let folks know this isn't playing around. Over 500,000 people have gone through these courses, many of them through the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. It's free to you today, the very first link below. It will get you on the right page of understanding guitar finally. I wish we had special effects and then the light coming down because you will get what I'm talking about. You'll see it in the chat. Listen to the people in the chat there, okay? They will tell you what I'm talking about here is true. What's that? You got some special effects? What is this boomer live stream? What is this boomer live stream? Ronnie says, not knowing what a boomer is or how old boomers are. Ronnie, let me clue you in on what a boomer is. A boomer is someone who's born right after the war. So unless you're talking about the Vietnam War, I'm not a boomer. I have nothing wrong with boomers. My mother is a boomer. Ronnie. Ronnie. Isn't it funny how you can say something and not say and say so much? Ronnie. I'm messing with you. Michael Lemo does some great stuff with his ditto looper. He does. I love Michael Lemo. He's a unique player, and I've heard him play some really cool stuff. He is the head guy over there, or one of the head guys over there at Norm's Vintage Guitars. And he's always playing a little something. He's doing really cool stuff. Yeah, I love it. Do you recommend the Nux Loop Core Effect pedal with up to 6 hours of looping? No, not per se, because I've never done a loop for not even more than 6 minutes. I've never done a loop. So that's fine if you want to loop for 6 hours, but I don't want to hear a loop that goes for 6 hours. Because then you're sitting there waiting to put the next part down, and you're like, God, I got 5 more hours to go before that loop comes around. Okay, here it comes. Oh, I missed the pedal. I gotta wait 6 more hours. You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, 6 hours is fine. I'm joking. It's overkill. What is the cheapest good quality looper that you can recommend? The TC Electronic Ditto is what I would say. The Ditto, someone said for 150. Is it 150 now? I bought mine for 99. So I'm thinking, can it be bought for 99? Gonna need a foot pedal cam. I know we really needed one for this, but the good stuff's in the course. I'm just covering the basics here, okay? Robbie is the king of this. You gotta watch him. Friends, that course is 85% off today for the next 5 days. The link, it's the second link below, okay? Would an EBow be able to produce fiddle sounds? It will, because it's bow-like in nature, right? It's like... They're fun. I love them. You can run them through whatever effects you want. Love the EBow. So fun. I don't use it all the time, but when I do, I use it. What EBows do you use? EBow is the name brand. It's like Kleenex. It's an EBow, okay? Someone sent me kind of a knockoff, not a knockoff version, but the kind of own thing of, vibrating string bit, and it did not work well. And they sent me another, and it did not work well, and I won't endorse it because it didn't work well. They sent me crap. Sorry. If you're listening, I'm sorry, but you sent me crap, and I cannot endorse it because it's crap. But send me a good one. You know who you are. All right. Oh, good. The site is opening up. Okay, well, he may be fixing it. I'm literally talking with my guy like just a few minutes before we went live here. My buddy who's taking care of this. I say my buddy. He's in Pakistan, and I don't really know him, but he's seems to be a great programmer, so... What's up, Willie? Okay, so someone's asking about Ableton's looping or RC1. If you're fine with just sitting at your computer using the program, then you're fine there. It's, we're talking about the same stuff. Ableton, you got graphical interface and what have you, where you don't with a pedal. The cool thing about a pedal is you can bring it wherever you want. Bingo, bango, Django, you're looping. You know what I mean? You may want to do that. You may not want to be stuck by the computer. So you'll have to figure that out. Does that work for you, Is it standard for loopers to support stereo? Nope. Anyone that does not, most of them do not. This is where you start getting into the higher price ones for stereo, okay? Yeah. Okay, is the looper course included in the lifetime membership? It is. If you're a UGS Pro member, or you want to be a UGS Pro member, this particular course is in there. Now, not every course that we produce is in there, nor will be in there. But this particular one, the Robbie Calvo course, is. So if you're a UGS Pro member, you've got access to it. If you're UGS Classic or UGS Standard, it's not in there. You'd have to buy it. But it's 85% off today, so why not, right? Yeah, sure. Daggone it with the loop, with the chat here, man. Why do you do this to me? YouTube? Come on. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm back. It just does this thing where it drops all the way to the bottom. And I'm like, that's not where I want to be. If I wanted to be there, I'd stay there. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Someone's at Hunter, you're asking about a effects loop. Let's not even talk about that. We would have to sit down and do that, okay? But we'd have to talk about that. Yes, technically you could put it into your effects loop, but you say loop and with two different things in a sentence, you're going to lose people. They're gone. I know this from many years of playing or teaching. So that's a whole nother subject. You and I would have to be sitting here and I'd have to show you how to do the loop. And definitely not something we could explain very clearly over even video here. Where can I sign up for the UGS Pro or the Robbie Calvo course? Okay, Semper Fidelis, Freedom. Here you go. The very second link below will give you access to the Robbie Calvo course. If you would like an introduction to the Unstoppable Guitar System, that's the very first link below. That will get you into UGS Standard for free, absolutely free. And then you can get a taste for it. However, if you just want to jump in, or if you want to do the dollar trial, which will give you access to over 1,000 videos, everything within the 365 guitar plan and everything within the Unstoppable Guitar System. You get both of those together. You can try them out for $1. You can find that link. Hopefully it's up right now with our website, YourGuitarSage.com/UGS. YourGuitarSage.com/UGS. There it is on the screen. I was wishing for it to be, and it showed up. Thank you, Mike. All right. Sweet. All right. Iron Man 69, I'm using the looper that's within my Kemper. But you can use any looper. It's all very similar. My guitar shocks me when I touch the bridge with my arm, yep, or touch one of my strings with my wedding ring. Have you ever encountered this? Yes, I have encountered it. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I definitely would make sure that you have a ground lift on your amplifier. Because should there be some sort of wonkiness with that, the ground loop should help ground some of that energy. Angus Young has been shocked. There's been guitar players who have died on stage. There are YouTube videos of people plugging their guitar and getting shocked and dying. I don't know why you'd want to watch those videos, but nonetheless, I know that they're out there. It's crazy. Electricity is nothing to mess around with. Now that is the same type of electricity, but it's not, I guess, as high or something. I've experienced that before where you're like, ow, ow, what's going on? I've also touched the microphone and been like, dear Lord, shocking my lips, you know what I mean? So it's a small amount of current, but it doesn't feel good. And imagine if it were something much greater, it could kill you. Be careful there. Yeah, yep. You can loop. Yeah, you can loop loopers, or not loop, you can chain them together. But the problem with that is they're not in sync. So you're going to have things falling out of sync. You got one thing that's just a fraction of a second shorter than the other looper, and then they start falling out of sync. So it's not going to give you it's not going to give you what you're looking for. You're going to be very frustrated with that method. It has to be an all-in-one unit that syncs stuff up. You can do it. I guess I'm saying you can do it, but it's going to be very frustrating for you, if that makes sense. Thank you, Jason. Mini Spider-Man is doing great, and right now, he's talking about my son, Eric. Right now, he's all into PJ Masks. These kids these like superheroes that, I don't know, it's goofy, but he's so cute. So he's Catboy right now. He's gonna be Catboy for Halloween, and he loves it. Oh, here, okay. So I'm literally just at the place where you guys were writing pro. There's a couple 30s in there. Veteran, beautiful. Okay, nice. Thank you so much, everybody, for writing that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah. So 10 minutes is enough? Yeah, it's plenty fine for a looper. Like I said, I don't even know what this one does. It's not that long. It's under a minute for sure. My looper in this very expensive amplifier is only under a minute. But like I said, I've got this half button that I can hit to where it cuts it in half, and that's where I can get maybe a minute. I doubt it, but nonetheless, that you can literally do 99% of everything that you need, okay? There's one called the 360 out there, which is 6 minutes. 6 times 60. That's why they call it the 360. 3 minutes is plenty long. Yes. Ditto's $99. Yeah, I thought it was. Ditto Plus is $150. Okay, good. Give Mike a burrito for SFX. Ooh, okay. The Ditto Plus is $128 at Sweetwater. We love Sweetwater, by the way. We love them. I love the kids at Guitar Center too. I've got some buddies there. What about the Digitech Trio Plus? Is it good for looping? It is great for looping. It's a pretty magical pedal. I got one here with the whole thing you can see at the bottom there, the Guinness Book of World Records. How is that camera angle seeing that and not seeing this table at the same time? You are a magician, Mike. You are magic. I have a table right here, and well, yeah, anyhow. So with that Guinness Book of World Records thing, Sweetwater did a largest foot pedal thing with Rob Scallon, and they sent us one of the sections of the pedal, and we gave those pedals away. And one of those pedals was a Digitech Trio Plus, and it was awesome. I loved it, but I just didn't have the time to learn another piece of equipment, and I don't need it, so there was no need for me to do that. So I gave it away, along with a bunch of other pedals there. Stop it, YouTube chat. You're freaking me out. Why you do this to me? Okay, here we go. We're close to the end of these in the chat anyhow. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Pro is an industry standard guitar curriculum and the best you'll ever find. Thank you, Nicholas, for saying that. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. We've got a lot of very sold out students in that course. It's super awesome. Oh, thanks, Jason. Eric, I enjoy the 6-string story video on their channel, profiling you. Worth a watch. Nice channel. Thank you. Yeah, 6-string stories. That channel, a buddy of ours, a great guy. Beautiful. Yes, thank you so much for mentioning that, Willie. Number one, if you need access to the Unstoppable Guitar System and you are watching this on your mobile device, you can always text us, 833-744-0154. If you text free, the word free, to that number, I'll say it again, 833-744-0154. If you text us the word free, we will set you up with the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. It's absolutely free to you. It's our gift to you. And the reason that I created this course, friends, is because I had so many people asking me questions on YouTube. I cannot get to all the comments. It's just physically impossible to get to it all and have a normal life where I'm not just a weird person just constantly answering comments. So I created that course so people can go in there and learn. People that were serious about learning, and I created it for free so that I could at least get you on the right page. And then if you wanted to get further into the course, you could, or just watch my videos on YouTube, you could. I mean, I've got 1,300 or so here on YouTube, so you're good. If you just need free stuff, I got you taken care of. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole and you want step-by-step and you want to be able to say, I want to learn blank, and you type that into the search and blank, here comes the course. That's what the Unstoppable Guitar System Pro is all about, okay? All right. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, right? Take that shocking guitar to a tech along with your amp or give it to Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, wrote Shock Me as a result of being shocked in Lakeland, Florida during a concert. I remember that. Yeah, he got messed up bad. Yeah. Woo. Power conditioners, yep. Yeah, you'll probably find a video of that online, too. I'm sure someone was videoing that. I mean, you see these guys, they walk up to the microphone and they touch it and they just go, boom, they just fall back. I mean, it's just like instantaneous. It's crazy. Spontaneous combustion, like Spinal Tap's drummer, yeah. Pro Jam Tracks website, sheesh. Pro Jam Tracks website is still up. It should be. Right now, it's just a shell, meaning if you want to go there and you can put your name on the list for once we have everything up and running. We got a lot of things going. We got a lot of plates in the air. So we can only do one project at a time, but we're developing that right now. Literally have nearly 1,000 jam tracks for you guys, but we want this to be at least 1,000 jam tracks to start, and it's just going to build up from there. Okay. Hey Max, what's going on, brother? Okay, listen what my niece said. My knees hurt. He said, I use 2 loopers chained, one with drums, one with guitar. Works great, but it's odd to get it to work correctly. Exactly. They don't work correctly because they're not in sync. Okay? And if they're off by just a fraction, then you're not going to hear it for a few times through. And then after a while, you're going to hear it's going to start sounding wonky, and then you keep going. Now it's really off. That's how it works. Nicholas says, don't get married. Halloween 3 is the best movie about masks. I loved that movie when I was a kid. Not as good as 1 and 2, though. It was just a totally different vibe. Michael Myers wasn't even in it. Why call it Halloween 3? It was dumb. But it's a classic. So, Eric, are you saying that loopers cannot sub for recording tracks individually? Well, I guess what I'm saying is you're not going to use a looper pedal to record an album. You're going to use it to record parts, and that's it. You know what I mean? You would use a recording program to actually do the other, what we just said there, All right, I'm just going to get to a couple more here, friends, and then I got to go because I'm going to vote today. Woohoo! And I'm going to wear the sticker and show everybody because, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm going to do that. No, I'm not. Just vote. Don't post a picture. Just big deal. You voted, right? Big whoop. For learning, it's like, hey, I have an opinion, everybody. Got an opinion. For learning, what is the difference between using a looper and a backing track? And what about combining a backing track with a looper? We're working on that. But a backing track has drums and has everything. It's the whole enchilada, right? Otherwise, a looper is just what you do. A backing track, well, go to my, in fact, Emmy, if you would, please post the channel link for Pro Jam Tracks, our channel. We've got a new channel, Pro Jam Tracks. It's on YouTube. And the reason that we wanted those on there is because we didn't want to inundate our YourGuitarSage folks if they're like, I don't want to hear about jam tracks. So we wanted to test market it, make sure you guys dug them, which you do. They're getting thousands of views every day. And once we said, okay, well, they like that, then we put these over here on Pro Jam Tracks, which is the new channel. So if you want to check that out, you can. We've got lots of great ones there, okay? Just check it out. Ah, thank you, Semper5. Beautiful. Yeah, I love some Eddie Van Halen. Get ready, because we're getting ready to drop some really cool social vids for that. All right. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Can I load a jam track into my Ditto looper? Yeah, technically you can. But again, we're working on that. More on that later. But it's going to be a while. Can you play any Townes Van Zandt? No, not right now because I got to go vote. But I know. Quit nagging us about voting. What's so funny to me about that whole thing is that people are like, go out and vote, because they assume that you mean voting for their party. But in fact, there's plenty of people who have encouraged me to vote, and I'm going to. And I definitely wasn't voting for who they thought I was going to vote for. Such a touchy subject. It's so touchy. Dear Lord. Politicians sound best on mute. Yup. Okay. Illegal to take pictures while voting. Don't do that. Brag about doing it. I know, right? Just vote. Just vote. You want to do something? You want to do something that I'm going to be impressed with? Yeah, subscribe. That's what you can do. Take a picture of you subscribing and then post it, and I'll be very impressed, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Politics, the illusion of choice. With that, I'm out of here, Bryant. That's beautiful. Indeed. Guys, thank you so much. Great stuff. Listen, second link below gives you access to Robbie's course. 5 days only. This is a flash sale. It's 85% off. You don't want to miss it. This guy is the king of loopers, and he's going to show you so much amazing stuff. It's 30-day money-back guarantee. It's normally $60, and I think it's $10 today. Did I say that right? Normally $60. It's $10 today. You know, just a little discount there. All right. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Second link below. Go hit it right now. See ya.